Hello friends and my lovely viewers. Welcome back to the channel of Neon Safe. Today we will talk about the new Astrolabe feature of Bloodline. Let's get started.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. I'm tired of shit.
The Astrolabe feature has been created in the game to serve as an additional buff to our champions. It is kinda similar to the sprites feature, but it is not quite the same. We can find the Astrolabe feature right next to our champion skill level up section, and from what we know so far, we need our champion to reach 11 stars or more to unlock his or her Astrolabe. We have 5 different types of Astrolabes, one for each champion role. So there is the Mage Astrolabe, Assassin Astrolabe, Warrior Astrolabe, Marksman Astrolabe and Tank Astrolabe, and each Astrolabe type has its very own skill effect. The skill effect aka stats of our Astrolabe will correlate with what role our champion has. So when we unlock the Astrolabe section of for instance our Lionstone, we will get the tank stats within the Astrolabe. And if we do the very same to our Divala, her Astrolabe will contain the Assassin stats which are very different. Now let us take a look at each of the 5 Astrolabe stats to see how they may benefit our team. The level 1 Astrolabe of our tank champions will permanently increase the maximum constitution of front row allies by 4.8%. It can stack up to 2 times, and the effect cannot be dispelled. It looks pretty good in my opinion, and the percentage of 4.8 will increase if we upgrade the Astrolabe. The Astrolabe stat fits perfectly with our tanks as it will serve our front row allies with a layer of protection. Next up we have our Mage type Astrolabe. The level 1 Astrolabe of our Mage champions will, when using a skill, increase the damage output of all ally champions by 1.5% for 5 seconds. This effect can stack up to 3 times and it cannot be dispelled. I feel like this may become our favorite Astrolabe, since it gives our entire team a wonderful damage buff if our Mage simply launches a skill. But I also get a feeling these Astrolabes may depend a lot on our team comp. If we mostly have DPS champions in our team, then this Mage Astrolabe may fit perfectly. Let us see the next Astrolabe. The level 1 Astrolabe of our Assassin champions will for every 10 seconds increase the critical rate by 1% and critical damage by 1.5%. These effects only apply to the wearer of the Astrolabe. It can stack up to 4 times, and the effect cannot be dispelled. The Astrolabe of our Assassin champions is more selfish compared to our previous Astrolabes so far. I feel like this effect is very fitting for this specific role, and it should work out on most, if not all of our Assassin role champs. Next in line we have the Warrior Astrolabe. The level 1 Astrolabe of our Warrior champions will permanently reduce the damage taken by 3.5% and permanently increase the strength by 3.5%. This effect only applies to the wearer of our Astrolabe, and it cannot be dispelled. The Warrior role only benefits the wearer, which is alright in my opinion. Having damage reduction and strength buff for our warriors may be very useful. I know a lot of us do not use warriors due to how disappointing most of them are, but it is nice knowing the Astrolabe isn't as disastrous as the warrior role. The level 1 Astrolabe of our marksman champions will, when current constitution drops to below 50%, give our champion a 4% lifesteal and 6% increase in damage dealt. Both buffs only apply to the wearer of our Astrolabe and it lasts for 10 seconds after being activated. Also the effect cannot be dispelled and it takes 20 seconds until it can be triggered again. Unless our marksman gets completely nuked, aka one-shot killed, then this effect may be great for our marksman role. I feel like the lifesteal may not cause that big of an impact, but the damage buff could become pretty awesome. By upgrading this Assassin Astrolabe, our lifesteal and damage buffs percentage should increase as well. If we are planning to invest in one Astrolabe, I think our decision will very much depend on our team comp. I suggest we focus on the most solid champion of our team and the champion role with the most promising Astrolabe stats. The Mage Astrolabe sounds very reliable since it can buff the damage of our entire team. The Assassin stats, Marksman stats and Warrior stats however is only based on the wearer itself, which makes it a more risky investment. We have to truly like the champion of these roles, before we decide to level them up to 11 stars and invest resources for the Astrolabe upgrade. The Astrolabe of our tanks is perfect if we need a more durable front row. Personally, I would begin by putting my focus on the Mage Astrolabe, because it may be the best start for my team. But that is just based on my own team formation, and your team may be completely different from mine. So try to calculate and see which one of your team may profit the most by having its Astrolabe activated, and decide it from there. As much as we may want to completely focus on just one astrolabe, it is also important to invest in the other ones to create more balance within the team and a bigger profit overall. As we upgrade the astrolabe, each level will require a higher amount of materials for the next upgrade, and in the end it can become very expensive. So it may be a clever move to start upgrading the other astrolabes when the main astrolabe gets overly expensive. That reminds me, let us talk about the further process of how to upgrade the astrolabe and what benefits it gives us. There is no resources needed to unlock the level 1 astrolabe as we can see, but we do need an item called Astral Energy Vial, plus a bit of gold to upgrade this astrolabe further. Astral Energy Vials are accessible through events, and so far, we had the chance of acquiring 5 Astral Energy Vials each day in the 7 days quest. But that was just a petty amount as we need 150 Astral Energy Vials to upgrade the astrolabe to level 2. Even if we logged in every single day for the 7 days quest we had, a one consistent week would only have granted us 35 Astral Energy Vials. And with some quick math, the process of collecting all the 150 vials needed would have taken us 30 days, aka one entire month. Currently the 7 days quest event is no longer active in Bloodline, but do keep an eye out since this small event may return at any time. For the time being, unless we receive a grand event of some kind, we have no other choice but to be patient with the upgrading of our astrolabe. By the way, after we reach a certain astrolabe level we will be required to spend another item alongside the Astral Energy Vial. This item is called the Astral Inscription, and it is also available through events. But unfortunately we have not found it anywhere so far, so I'm guessing the item will become available to us later in some sort of event. Moving on to the benefits of upgrading our astrolabe. The number one benefit of upgrading our astrolabe is it increases the skill stats, aka gives us higher percentages in the stats of our astrolabes. This means for instance our tank astrolabe may have a buff increase from 4.8% to 5% at level 2. This is just an example, so don't take the percentage increase literally. The number 2 benefit is that when our astrolabe reaches a certain level, our astrolabe board of 16 slots will expand. It will most likely expand by 1 slot at a time, so it is quite important to collect the Astral Energy Vials from the available events, if we want to get better stats and more slots quickly. The astrolabe board may seem insignificant at first, but it has something to do with the Starlight Shard, which is a section of the astrolabe we will talk further about in the next video. Before we end this video, it is worth mentioning how this astrolabe affects our hybrids and guardians. The astrolabe feature can also be unlocked on our hybrids and guardians, and they can actually equip 2 astrolabe stats instead of 1. The chosen astrolabe stats will depend on which role the hybrid or guardian is created from. It is a little bit hard to explain it, but it means our Void Guardian will have the Tank Astrolabe and the Marksman Astrolabe, our Eldrasil Guardian will have the Marksman Astrolabe and Mage Astrolabe, and our Hydron Guardian will have the Marksman Astrolabe and Assassin Astrolabe, and so on. This same pattern goes for our hybrids as well, which means for instance our Sunbolt will have the Assassin Astrolabe and Mage Astrolabe since those roles are required to create him. To be perfectly honest with you, I feel like this tiny little detail may contribute to making the Guardians even more superior to the champions. And it may make the playfield even more unfair than it already is. So I kinda wish the Guardians and hybrids would not be receiving this astrolabe feature, so we could even out the massive differences. But it seems like they not only got the feature, but they got 2 astrolabe stats instead of 1, which is a massive advantage in my opinion. Anyways, I think we have covered the topic for today. If you have any questions about this new feature or any thoughts you would like to share with us, feel free to comment below. To partake in our giveaways, subscribe to the channel, and you may also leave a like or share the video with your friends if you want to. We highly appreciate your support and contribution. Thank you so much for watching today's video, and have an amazing day. Take care, stay foxy, adios, bye.